What is actually the Landsraad and why does it control everything on Arrakis? Most players don't realize that one political vote can shift the balance of power across the entire server. In this video, I'll break down how factions, PvP and decrees all connect and how to use the system to your advantage. This guide is built from first-hand gameplay and in-game research. I've tested how each part of the Landsraad system affects gameplay, from PvP to power rewards. This isn't a surface-level guide either. I spent hours tracking faction activity, vote outcomes, and decree effects across multiple servers. I did all of that to bring you the clearest breakdown of how the Landsraad actually works. More importantly, how to use it to your advantage. And if you stick around until the end, I will show you a strategy that most players completely miss that can shift the power in your favor. So, what is the Landsraad? The Landsraad is a weekly political competition between factions on your server, House Atreides and House Harkonnen. Each week, both factions complete tasks and missions to gain influence. The faction with the most influence at the end of the week wins, and their top guilds get to choose something called a decree. This decree changes the rules of the game for the entire next week. It could make PvP more dangerous, boost crafting output, or increase certain types of damage. So yeah, if your faction wins the Landsraad, you're literally deciding what kind of week everyone on the server will have. So, how do you earn influence? Throughout the week, you can help your faction by completing Landsraad missions. These are available from NPCs and reset every week. You can do a lot of different things that can earn influence. These include controlling PvP zones in the deep desert, delivering spice or other rare resources, exploring and mapping out desert terrains, and looting enemy wrecks or killing dangerous creatures. Each completed task gives your character rewards like Solari, crafting items, or gear, but it also adds points to your factor's total influence. The more your side contributes, the better your chances to win the weekly vote. Every week in Dune Awakening follows a cycle. At the end of the week, a massive Coriolis Storm sweeps across the deep desert. This completely resets the terrains. All bases, control points, and objectives are wiped and rebuilt. It's like a giant reset button that creates new opportunities and also forces everyone to adapt. And this is when the winning faction's decree goes live. If your side won, your leaders, usually the top-ranking guilds, vote to choose a new decree. If your side lost, you will still get rewards, but you won't be able to decide the rules. Like I said, decrees are powerful server-wide modifiers. They apply to every player, no matter of the faction that you've chosen. Some examples include turning on full loot PvP in the deep desert, increasing ranged weapon damage, boosting crafting speed or output, changing survival mechanics like stamina cost or food need, and many others. These modifiers last for the entire week until the next Landsraad reset. That means the outcome of the political vote can make your life a lot easier or a lot harder depending on how you play. This is why participating in the Landsraad really matters. A big part of the Landsraad happens in the deep desert. This is a dangerous zone where PvP and PvE are mixed. You'll find special objectives that your guild can capture and control, things like spice fields to harvest, layered loot, and combat zones. Because the desert resets weekly, players rush to build forward operating bases or FOBs and take control of valuable spots. Sometimes you'll fight other players, other times you'll be racing against the storm or sandworms, but this is where most of the high-risk, high-reward gameplay actually happens. Another unique way to contribute is by exploring the desert and creating sync charts. These are basically map scans that reveal terrain, location, or resource hotspots. You can trade these to guilds or sell them on the in-game exchange. They're valuable because the map changes every week, so fresh information is always in demand. This is great for solo players or anyone not focused on PvP. Mapping the desert and selling charts can make you rich without firing a single shot. This is a good time to mention the exchange system. The exchange is an in-game marketplace that connects all servers in the same world cluster. You can use it to trade crafted weapons, armor, tools, schematic, rare resources, sync charts, and spice. If your guild doesn't control territory, you can still make a name for yourself by producing or trading useful items through the exchange. It's basically another way to participate in the Landsraad indirectly. If your faction wins the Landsraad vote, Your top guilds get to pick the next week's decree, and that's a big deal. But even if you don't win, you still get rewards for contributing things like Solari, crafting components, rare upgrades, and cosmetics. Guilds that contribute the most also gain political power, which gives them more voting influence and prestige. This makes the Landsraad a big deal for guild-based progression, especially for players aiming to control Arrakis in the long term. So, with all that said, let's do a quick recap. Now, the Landsraad is a weekly political game between factions. You earn influence by doing PvE, PvP, exploration, or resource delivery. At the week's end, the winning side picks a decree that changes the gameplay for the next week. The Deep Desert resets weekly, so the race for control never stops. Whether you fight, explore, trade, or build, you can always participate. This system ties into everything: PvP, economy, crafting, and survival. The more you understand it, the better you do in Dune Awakening. If you want to understand how the Landsraad ties into your class role and overall strategy, you can check out my class breakdown next. You'll find a link on screen and in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good one.